Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 12 of In the Trenches. I'm your host, Riley, here with co-host Jaden.
What's up?
And Gage.
Here.
We're going to start off with some college football, just a rundown. We'll talk about a few of the big games that happened this week, an exciting week of college football. Ohio State beat Northwestern 21-7. TCU beats Texas Tech 34-24. Tulane beats Tulsa. Georgia beats Tennessee. That was what I saw, a good game.
I see it as a college football rematch because TCU, here's my thing. Either Texas Tech is one of the best teams in the country or TCU's not that good, okay? Texas Tech has a lot of close games with a lot of good teams, and Texas Tech is a good football team. You're just in a bad conference, which sucks. If we were in the Pac-12, we'd probably top 10 ranked because apparently they just love to rank basketball teams in the top 15 of the AP. And I hate the AP, and we've already talked about this, but when you cannot beat Texas Tech by 10 and be ranked top 4 in the nation, and you just drop Tennessee to 5 because they lose to Georgia in a 2-possession game, which was a good game. I just don't see that happening. And I'd see TCU possibly dropping a game. They could lose to Texas this week. I wouldn't put it past Texas.
TCU's also played against 5 backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, that too. We had 2 injured quarterbacks in the same game. And we 10 points. TCU's not going to make the CFP. You need to put Tennessee back in there, especially if you want to make money. That too. But, they'll climb back in there in top 4, and then TCU will end up playing Georgia in the Natty or the game before.
Tennessee dropped to 5.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Oh.
It's crazy.
You played.
It blows my mind.
What?
Okay. You play the number 1 team. You were the number 1 team. You play the number 3 ranked team. You lose by 2 possessions, and you drop 4 spots. Number 7 team beats an unranked team by 10 points, jumps 3 spots.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And Alabama's still 9.
Welcome to the AP polls.
Wild.
Garbage.
The Tennessee-Georgia game, that was a big one. Tennessee started off hot, and then Stetson Bennett received thousands of phone calls the night before. Did you hear about that?
Did hear about that.
And then
That's called a dedicated fan base. Tennessee, you remind me of Texas Tech's fan base, and I'm not being biased here. No, the Texas Tech fan base is one of the best in the nations, and when you have the ability to call the opposing team's quarterback, you do it. You do it until your phone dies. Set the 700 calls, he said. Make it 800 next time. Figure it
it
out.
might have been more than that.
Yeah, but I think that's dedication at its finest.
And then his touchdown, he did a little call him back.
Yeah. And when you do that, Gino once said, "You write me off, I don't write back." Well, Stetson writ back. He gave him the phone call.
Back.
Called back, yeah.
Called him back. 27-13 win. Kansas beat Oklahoma State and decided to take a goalpost.
Yeah, it's okay. Kansas, you're bowl eligible for the first time in 100 years. Cool. You're losing by 50 this week, so it doesn't matter. You're playing in Lubbock at 6 p.m., blackout game, good night. Say goodbye to all of your hopes and dreams when you lose by 50 in Lubbock on Saturday night. So
Alabama took their second loss of the season to LSU.
it's time. No, never mind. I'm not going to say that. But if I were Nick, I would just not go out while you're still strong. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and something I saw about it was all the NIL and how coaches aren't liking it too much because they don't get played on their performance. They just get paid for their character. And that might lead Nick Saban out of coaching.
Yeah. And
might lead a lot of coaches out because I wouldn't want to have a bunch of players getting paid millions of dollars and not performing well, you know?
Indeed.
Notre Dame upset Clemson 35-14, but I believe it was last week or the week before. We all talked about how Clemson was a very good football team.
Then you just got upset by Notre Dame. Crazy.
And then USC and UCLA both pull out their games. High scoring, though. Reminds me of some Big 12 defense. All right, now moving to the NFL, we're going to do something a little different here with our top 5 quarterbacks. Who wants to go first?
I love to go first.
All right, here you go.
As you can see, I'm very proud of the job that the Seahawks have done this year. And this may come as a shock to a lot of people, But I don't look at just stats. I look at how the team's playing. And what quarterback has stepped up to the plate more than no other than Geno Smith? And that's why he comes in at number 1 here in my top 5 at number 1. And I know you might see some smiling faces, and that's understand. But when Geno Smith's in the NFC Championship, you're going to be coming back to this podcast realizing why I said this. Okay? Number 2, you have the 6'4" monster from Wyoming, Josh Allen, coming in number 2. The dude's a beast. Do I blame him for losing to the Jets? Not really. No. Don't really blame him.
No.
I blame a missed PI call on Sauce Gardner. That's what I blame on losing that game, too.
Oh, it doesn't matter, though. The Bills should have been up by 2 touchdowns.
Okay, I get that. He threw some picks. But
he threw like 4
you
picks,
get up
2 of them were dropped.
you get up 14-3 in the first half. Your defense has to be able to stop the Jets.
No, I agree.
You cannot let you have to be able to stop the Jets, dude. Like, the Jets are good. They're not good. They're a solid team now, but you're the Bills. You have a name for yourself, and your defense is part of that name. You have Von Miller. You have Tremaine Edmonds. You have Micah Hyde, Tre'Davious White. I don't know if he's injured or not. Is he injured? Okay. My God, yeah, that's why. But Jordan Poyer, like, you have these guys that are big name stars. Your defense has to be able to stop the Jets. Josh Allen at 2. Number 3, the second best dude that stepped up to the freaking plate this year, Jalen Hurts. And stats, I understand stats don't show a lot, but he's winning games when it matters. He's 8-0. He's leading a good team to the best team in the NFC. And like I said, you got to take in stats, which he's top 10 in, and you got to take in the way he's playing, like with his team. That's where he comes in at number 3. Then Justin Herbert at number 4. Okay, I know he hasn't been playing good, but like, who's playing better than Justin Herbert at number 4? At the number 4 spot, give me someone better
Patrick
than
Mahomes, easily.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're just.
I am so sorry. I forgot about.
I'm thinking here, like, is he really?
I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about him. Patrick Mahomes at 3, Jalen Hurts at 4, Justin Herbert at 5. Okay, I'm sorry. As a Texas Tech fan, that's my fault. I'm sorry, Pat. I that will never happen
We're
again.
gonna have some Patrick Mahomes slander.
I'm so sorry. That should have never have come out of my mouth. But we're gonna go Pat Mahomes at 3, Jalen at 4, J Herb at 5. Because J Herb started off the season not too bad, but he's been picking up these past recent games. And then Jalen Hurts, like, I can't deny what he's done. He's 8-0. When there's games where, like, if he gets on it, you're not stopping it.
I mean, you could say, like, the schedule thing, but still, it's Sunday in the NFL.
But, yeah, exactly. And when you're playing good, like, you're playing good, and you can see that. Even if you're playing worse teams, like, maybe your defense is doing so good, or their defense is playing better against you. But when you as an individual player are doing good, you can see that when he's playing. You deserve recognition.
Completely agree. It's an interesting list.
It is an interesting list. But I understand maybe you could rearrange those guys, but if you don't put Geno in your top 5, you're crazy. You're crazy.
Based off of this season, I agree. He is a top 5 quarterback this year. But for my top 5, I'm going 1, Patty Mahomes. He's been excellent all year long. He's, 21 touchdowns. You lose Tyreek Hill, he's your biggest weapon, and you're still dominating.
Leading the league in passing yards.
Dominating. You got Juju. He's done great. Just the team overall has been way better than expected. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with Josh Allen. He had an off game against the Jets. He's been a little off the past couple of games, but he's still Josh Allen. He's still a dog. That's just how it is. Number 3, I'm going to have to go with Hurts. My number 4 is Geno. The only reason I put Hurts above is because the Eagles are 8-0, and Jalen Hurts is just a better dual threat quarterback, I would say. He's been really good. Jalen is just a lot of fun to watch. Like, he's just a guy that I enjoy watching on the field. And then I'm going with Geno there just because of what he's done this year, and especially since everyone counted him out. And the Seahawks won the trade this year, and they haven't even drafted yet.
4 projected wins this season.
Like, he's dominated, but with 5, I'm gonna have to go with Joe Burrow. I see Justin Herbert, but Burrow, after his rough start, he's really kicked it into gear, and this team has been very good.
That's a fair point.
Last game they blew out Carolina, and even without Jamar Chase. Now, yes, they did lose to the Browns, but the Browns own them, so what else can I say? What about you, Jaden? Top 5 quarterbacks.
Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Josh Allen. Number 3, Jalen Hurts. Number 4,
Gonna be?
Marley, we have the same exact people on our list. It's just I don't know if I want Geno at 4 or if I want him at 5.
That's fair.
Because Joe Burrow was slacking at the beginning, but he has definitely picked it up. So, but Geno has been doing good all season. I would put Geno at 4 and Joe Burrow at 5.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's just I would have Tua in the top 5 if he didn't get hurt. That's someone I kind of forgot about. Tua has been really good this year. It's just kind of the injuries have affected him a lot, and that's the only reason. Hey, he's definitely top 7 though, no doubt about it. And he's kind of right there. I'd put him at 6, right there fighting with Burrow. Now I think if he plays all season long, he's going at 5, no doubt about it. And I think last podcast we talked about this a little bit. I think I had Tua a little bit higher, but after this last week, I just got to go with Burrow at 5.
But I mean, this week was mainly Joe Mixon, so I mean
That's true. It was a big part, but I mean, Burrow still played phenomenal.
he still did
It
great.
wasn't he was the one that got Mixon in some of those scoring positions, and he threw him a touchdown. Very nice throw too. All right, now we're gonna move to our top 5 running backs. This is gonna be another fun one with Gage. Gage, go ahead.
I can defend every single one. I'll start with 5. Okay, 5, Kenneth Walker. Reason being, no experience whatsoever, did not get any touches before Rashad Penny got hurt in the first Cardinals game. And since then, he has burst onto the scene. Fastest running back timed in the NFL, or not timed, but tracked in the NFL. 7 touchdowns in 4 games with 570 yards in 4 games. Statistically wise, he's going crazy. He's on pace for 1,000 yards in a rookie season. And when the offense is playing as good as it is, that's pretty impressive for a rookie. At number 4, I'm going Travis Etienne. He is also burst onto the scene, and he is helping the Jaguars win games along with Trevor Lawrence. And there's not much more you could say. Those are the 2 guys and Doug Peterson that are really leading that Jaguars force. Travis Etienne, he's top 5 in rushing. He's very good on explosive plays. He hits the holes, and when he hits it, he's gone. He's a fast dude. He knows how to play running back. I put him at 4. At number 3, I'm going to go Nick Chubb. Get mad. I don't care. He's a great running back. He's very good. He's insanely good. But in my opinion, these 2 guys are more valuable and better that I'm going to put above him than Nick Chubb. At number 2, I'm going to go Saquon Barkley. The whole reason the Giants are 6-2 is because of Saquon Barkley. The whole reason. Brian Duvall throws an alley-oop. Saquon catches it. That's all it is. It's Saquon. That's the game plan. Hand him the ball. Let him win the game. And he's been doing that at 6-2. At number 1, it took him a few weeks. And what's insane about this is it only took him a few weeks to regain his king spot, the last king, the only king, the greatest running back of our generation, Derrick Henry at number 1, retaking number 1 at rush yards, 9 touchdowns, diced up the Chiefs. He's been playing phenomenal in the past 3 games. He's the man. He's always been the king. Doubt him as much as you want.
Okay.
He's back.
I think we get it. You like
Derrick Henry.
You like Derrick
Number 1.
Completely disagree with everything that you just said right there. Well, not everything.
Get mad.
I like Kenneth Walker at 5. He's a top 5 guy. He's been insane this year. If he starts the season, he's top 5 in rushing.
Easily.
Probably top 1 in touchdowns. The guy has dominated all season long. I like Travis Etienne at 4. He has been so good this year, and there was a lot of people, or there was a lot of people. There's some people questioning, like Tristan, for example, didn't like the James Robinson trade, but I just don't think he knew his facts about Travis Etienne. I don't think he's ever watched Travis Etienne play football because that is a good running back. But number 3 is going to have to go Saquon. Guy's dominated, absolute stud. Like Gage said, winning the Giants football games. Number 2 is going to be Derrick Henry, though. Number 1 is Nick Chubb. And the only reason I'm saying this, Derrick Henry has 183 carries for 870 yards. Nick Chubb has 149 carries.
30 less.
That's a lot of carries less.
That's how many games have they played? What, 8?
Yeah.
9.
What's
2.
what is that math?
8 or 9. I don't know what their bye week is. I think their bye week's next week.
That's 3.75 carries a game. So that means Derrick Henry is averaging 3.5, only 4 carries more than Nick Chubb a game. That really that big of a difference when you break it down?
How many games have the Titans played?
I think 8, and so have the Browns.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
go
the
back to
Browns.
Derrick Henry's 2,000 rushing yards.
Let's go back to it.
How
It
many
was
carries did he-
phenomenal.
Yeah, he had a bunch of carries.
Probably like 280.
You give Nick Chubb that many carries, Nick Chubb blows him out of the water.
Or he tears his ACL.
I mean, either one.
He
but
likes to get injured when he gets up there in rushing yards. In case you haven't realized, he gets to like 1,400 and then
And
does
he's out for
something
like
to his meniscus. Yes.
3 or 4 weeks. He's never had a long-term injury.
Derrick Henry plays with a broken foot and still gets 2,000 yards.
Okay, that just goes down to toughness, though.
Yeah,
That doesn't
exactly.
go down to skill.
But it
Chubb
takes
is more
everything.
skilled than Derrick Henry.
No,
That's 100%.
incorrect.
No,
That's incorrect.
100%.
That's incorrect. He's 6'3", 260 pounds, run a 4.4, and can juke you out of your
No,
mouth.
okay, but
He'll juke you, he spin you, and then he'll truck you into the next century.
athleticism is different than skill. And not to mention Nick Chubb's stronger than him. No doubt about it.
No way.
Yes.
It-
I 100% believe Nick. Have you seen Nick Chubb squat?
If he squats 435 pounds
guy's
for reps,
insane.
cool. I guarantee Derrick Henry wakes up, benches 315, makes breakfast, and then goes and benches 500 pounds. And then he will squat 600. The dude is built different. He's skilled. He's athletic. He's a beast.
He's built different. Tell me why he only has 30 more yards on 30 more attempts.
But if you break it down, it's 4 more carries a game.
It doesn't matter. It's 30.
And like I
that's
said,
1 yard per carry.
He started rough to the season. Nick Chubb's had a great season all year long. Look at what Derrick
And Nick
Henry's
Chubb
done in
hasn't
just
even got
4
the
good
ball.
games. And look at what Derrick Henry's done in just 4 good games. That 870 yards and 9 touchdowns. 7 20 plus yards plays. Those are explosive plays in the game of football. That's 7 explosive plays a game. You win football games with 7 explosive plays a game unless your defense sucks and Patty Mahomes is just good.
I mean, I agree, but then let's go look at averages real quick. Derrick Henry's averaging 4.8, which is incredible. Don't get me wrong. Nick Chubb averaging 5.6.
On less carries, and that's good. I get that. That's the one.
Derrick Henry has about 3 more yards per game. Also getting the ball per game.
But what I'm saying is he's done this in just 4 games. He burst right back onto the scene. And when you're able to do that in a short period of time, that makes you the best of the best.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but Nick Chubb is the better running back. Like statistically, he is a better running back than Derrick Henry.
Statistically, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He has more rushing yards. Or just 4 more carries a game.
30 more carries on the season.
Break it down into 4 more carries a game.
Okay, you can break it down like that.
I'm going
But
to.
I don't
Helps
even,
my case.
I don't even know how many games the Browns have played compared to the Titans.
I'm pretty sure that it
No,
can
I
be more of a
believe
difference
it.
between one.
Yeah. But you have Nick Chubb. He is if you take it down to broken tackles this game, he's like 3rd in the NFL for rushing yards still.
That's because no one wants to tackle Derrick Henry.
That's because whenever they do, he goes down.
Or he stiffs arm you into oblivion.
Yeah,
Or he trucks you into oblivion, or he jukes you into oblivion, or he outruns you.
I'm not saying that Derrick Henry's a bad running back. I'm just saying Nick Chubb tops him. You look at it.
So
he
one,
has
so
4 yards on less attempts.
so 1 yard
more
line, you're taking
touchdowns,
Nick Chubb
more
to win a game.
Yes, I am. 100%.
There 90% of the people that watch NFL would take Derrick Henry on the 1 yard line over Nick Chubb to win a game, to win an NFL game.
I'm taking Nick Chubb.
I'm taking Derrick Henry. I'm taking Derrick Henry on 3rd and 10 if we can only run the ball. I'm taking Derrick Henry on a halfback slip screen. I'm taking Derrick Henry. any day of the week.
All right.
I don't think we're gonna get anywhere with this.
No, okay. I'll change it. I was a little biased there on the 1 yard line.
Browns fan over here, dude.
Little
Sounds like me with
biased.
Gino.
But any other place at 3rd and 10, I'm taking Nick Chubb. Slipstream taking Nick Chubb.
I'm taking Derek.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick
He has
Henry.
to carry his team. He has to.
He has no other choice. You're
He
right.
doesn't have a choice.
Surrounded with
So,
Deshaun Watson.
But Deshaun's not playing yet. Jacoby Brissett, he's done well. But whenever Nick Chubb gets the ball, they win games.
So you think when Deshaun starts playing that he's going to keep doing what he's doing?
No, he's going to lose carries.
That's exactly what I think is going to happen. Derrick Henry's going to excel.
Because they're not quarterback.
They have a quarterback. Every
Malik Willis?
NFL team has a quarterback on the roster.
Do they have a good quarterback?
The Titans?
Mhm.
It's too early to tell.
Too early to tell.
I'm going to make that decision on 2 games of Malik Willis. They
They
almost
do
beat
not
the Chiefs.
have a quarterback. They just don't. They just don't have one.
They have me. I'm pretty good.
You're quarterback for the Tennessee Titans now?
I think so. For
Yeah,
Derrick
Nick Chubb, how many
Henry
yards
to
Nick Chubb
only
would have? I
have,
think it was like 2,400.
What'd you say, Jaden?
Gage, for Derrick Henry to only have, what is that, 29? He only has 29 more rushing yards than him. And Derrick Henry
But
has 183
Gage did make a
attempts.
really good point.
And
Gage
Nick
did
Chubb
really
has no. But that doesn't. But no. Let's do the math on this real quick.
It's 4 more carries a game. You act like that is such a big difference.
He only has to
When
get
you-
1 more yard on those carries.
So does Nick Chubb. And
That's what I was talking
Nick,
about.
and
Nick
here's
Chubb
my
only needs 1
thing.
yard.
But
And Nick Chubb
but
averages.
it completely contradicts your argument because Nick Chubb averages more yards per carry than
Exactly.
Derrick
So
Henry.
Nick Chubb would have it. Nick Chubb would astronomically be better than Derrick Henry.
No,
Yes.
because he's getting 4 more. He's getting just 4 more carries a game.
Okay, but
And he's getting 20 more yards.
A game, he's blowing through
he's
there.
getting 6 more yards on those 4 more carries.
He's getting 5.6 a carry. He's getting basically he's gonna have 20. He's gonna have 20 yards. 5 times 4 is 20, Gage. We learned this in preschool.
It's fine.
We literally
We learned multiplication in 3rd grade. Don't you me? All right.
22.4. So he's getting 22.4 more yards. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then if you do that, what would that be? Times 30?
He's still lower than Derrick Henry.
Oh my god.
Okay, no, if he has the same amount of carries as Derrick Henry with the same average,
He just said it was 22 yards.
that's wrong though because Derrick Henry's averaging less yards than that.
I know, but if he just did the math and if you had those 4 extra carries, it's 22 yards. He would still be lower than Derrick Henry.
That makes any sense. All right,
Is that not what Jaden just said?
How many does he average a game?
yards?
Yeah, how
Yeah.
many yards per carry does he average?
Yards per carry. What is going on?
No, yards a game. How many? What is his yards,
Yards a game. 105, and then Derrick Henry's 108.
So if you add you have 105 as your average, and then you're gonna add 22.4. That is a significant difference.
Hold on, I'm doing the math. No, that 5.6 yards a carry.
Statistically, Nick Chubb is still statistically way better than Derrick Henry by a mile.
So if he had those extra 4 carries,
It would be 22 yards.
he still would not have as
Still
many
would be
yards.
lower.
He's only 30 yards behind Derrick Henry.
That's what I just did the math. If he add those extra 4 carries, which we did earlier, so that's how much more
5.6.
carries.
Oh my! What are you talking about? He's getting
No,
22.4 per game.
I did the math.
Yeah,
Derrick Henry gets 4 more carries a yard or 4 more carries a game than Nick Chubb. Okay?
Yes.
And I just did the math, and if you give those 4 carries to Nick Chubb on his current average of yards per game or yards per carry at 5.6, it gives you 22.6 yards, and that puts him at 863, which is still 7 yards lower than Derrick Henry. So if they essentially had the same carries, he would
That's
still
for
be lower.
one game.
No, that's for the
Yes.
total. No,
That's for
'cause
one game.
No, for each game he gets 4 more carries. That's the average. Each
Then we
game
need
he
to
gets
do.
4 more
Then you
carries.
need to multiply it by 8.
No, because each.
No, Jaden, he's right. It's Derrick Henry has. I'm not gonna say Derrick Henry has more explosive plays. That's actually wrong.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb has actually had more big games than Derrick Henry has with 10, and Henry has 9. So it's only
Yeah,
more.
and he has less
Nick
carries.
Derrick
So
Henry has more 40-plus yard runs than Nick Chubb. And so it's really just goes down to his yards per game is higher. So it doesn't matter his average because his average goes into his carries. He still gets that amount of yards per game. So you're putting 108.
So technically, by the math, it says if on those same amount of carries that he would still have 7 yards less than Derrick Henry.
Let's put it this way: is Derrick Henry is so okay? So he's played 8 games, right? So far, both of them have, right?
Yeah.
So
And even if
so it's 22 carries. Derrick Henry has 22 carries per game, and then Nick Chubb has 18 carries per game, right?
I think so.
Okay, so that means that Nick Chubb is averaging 105 yards on 18 carries per game, while Derrick Henry has 22 carries, only averaging 3 more yards than him.
Okay, but it still comes down to the fact that if you gave him the same amount of carries, he would still have less yards than Derrick Henry.
That doesn't make sense to me.
But that's how the math
yeah,
worked
but no,
out.
the math, it just doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
and even let's say Nick Chubb has played 1 more game than Derrick Henry, he still would not have the more yards than Derrick Henry. He would still be 2 yards short.
no, that doesn't. Mathematically, that
telling you,
doesn't make any sense.
You have to break it.
Mathematically, it doesn't.
No,
but
you have to break it down by game. It's Derrick Henry gets 4 more carries a game.
Yes,
You multiply, or you take those 4 carries, and you multiply it.
they played the
by-
same amount of games so far. I think.
Okay, so they played the same amount of games. Okay, so in those same amount of games, Derrick Henry on average gets 4 more carries a game. So then you break it down. Nick Chubb has 5.6 yards a carry.
If you give Nick Chubb the same amount of carries a game as Derrick Henry, he's getting 22 more yards per game.
Yeah.
So then,
No, because
That might
this
be
is
about
all about
70.
total.
Well, that's per game. You're
but
Jay,
if you
game.
do it per game, he has that's wrong.
Yeah, there's no way that he's gonna have 900 yards if he gets 30 more carries.
I'm not saying that.
Or 900 and something, because that would be 1,000 yards on just 30 more carries. There's no way.
Okay, so he gets
No,
He gets 5.6 yards a carry. 5.6 yards a carry
22.4
per game.
multiply by that.
Multiply that times 4 more carries per game. That's only 22 more yards.
He's
There's
getting
no way that in just
180
30
more
carries
yards.
he would have
So if
that
you,
much
okay,
more
so
yards.
if you get 20, okay, if he has the same amount of carries as Derrick Henry every single game, you
Mhm.
say they both get 22 every single game. That's just how it is, right? And it adds up to whatever. That's the average, 22. Okay, so now you times that 8 games. That's 176 yards. That's how many yards Nick Chubb is getting on those extra carries throughout the whole season.
There's no way
So
he
then
would
you
be at
add that.
1,000 yards.
To 841, you would have 1,000 yards. So
Yeah.
if you gave Nick Chubb the same amount of carries
No.
in those games, he would have over 1,000
No.
yards.
Yeah, see,
Just
what-
math.
No,
Yeah.
dude, I did the math earlier. That's not
Dude,
true.
that's
He
not
doesn't-
realistic. That's
he
not.
doesn't
That's
gain
not.
200 yards on 30 carries. That's not. That's
Derrick
not.
Henry did.
No, he didn't.
Derrick Henry got
He had like
206
18 carries last game.
No, I'm talking about the game before that, bro. What are you talking about? Where you said he's not gonna. You said Nick Chubb's not gonna get 200 yards on 30 attempts, even though Derrick Henry did. He got like 200 or something on 32 attempts against the Texans 2 weeks ago.
I don't know. I'm confused now since
Okay,
that.
but if he keeps his average, so if the stats say exactly the same as they are, he's getting on 30 attempts 168 yards, which is a little bit different from what we saw just a second ago, right?
I guess you are right. Yeah.
But even if it's still 1,009 yards,
Yeah,
so
you're
either
right.
way, he hits
Yeah,
1,000 if he
yeah,
hits the same amount
Yeah, you're right.
as Derrick Henry.
You're right. Okay. Cool. Don't care.
That was a whole little math lesson there.
I
Let's
literally
go to
did,
receivers.
All right,
I did the
well,
math.
Hayden hasn't done it.
Oh my god.
Oh, Riley, mine is the same as. No, wait, no, it's not.
Just go.
All right, let me just do like a quick one, real quick. I agree. Kenneth Walker at 5, Travis
Appreciate it.
and Tenney at 4.
And
Josh
Then-
Jacobs at 3, Derrick Henry at 2, Nick Chubb. No, wait, that did that completely wrong.
Oh yeah,
that was
Saquon
I'm-
there.
I meant to say Saquon instead of Josh Jacobs.
I can see
my fault.
Jacobs up there though. He has really.
I can see him. I can see him over Kenny, but
Yeah.
honestly, I think
Well,
I
I don't
feel
know.
like Gage is right
Walker-
on this though. You
Yeah.
play 5 games and you're statistically like if you started out the season, you're statistically should be
Mhm.
at like a 1,200-yard season. Like it's
Literally, like he's only played 4 games. He's averaging it's like 100 yards a game.
he's already rookie offensive rookie of the
Offensive
year.
rookie of the year. I would hope so. I mean, you could legitimately like this is kind of going off the top 5 just a little bit.
I mean, I would 71 yards.
I mean, still, but like you could legitimately give the Seahawks 3 awards
You could. I
and
can
coach
see
of
a
the year,
defensive
defensive rookie,
role.
and offensive rookie.
I can see all
Gino's
that.
in MVP talks now.
Yeah, he's
Geno is
number
an
2
MVP.
he's number 2 in the betting odds.
Gino can be comeback player of the year. You could have
Yeah,
multiple.
yeah. I mean, like, might as well just give them all. Give them
The
all.
Seahawks, if you look at it, and just y'all are like set for a few good seasons, especially with all
Yeah,
the rookies
I
y'all
mean-
got.
Yeah, like this rookie class has been really solid. You got 2 starting tackles that you drafted, doing really good. You got 2 bomb rookies that you got. Kobe Bryant leads the league in forced fumbles. I mean, when you got guys leading like little stats like that, that helps a lot. You just got a lot of dudes, and then all you're really looking at is, I mean, who knows how long Gino's going to play like this? So you have to look at a quarterback now or pretty soon. But
All right, so Kenneth Walker, if he has the same amount of carries as Derrick Henry, he has 937 yards
that would put him at first.
I honestly don't like Derrick Henry is just a big guy and gets the ball a lot. Like I'm not saying that he's not special. Like he's a very special guy, but you would think that he would put up maybe.
But you have to understand, he's only like remember what I said. This is like happened in 4 games.
Yeah,
This hasn't been all
yeah, it
season.
hasn't been all season. Well, you
So-
know what? Statistically, Derrick Henry does better when
Yeah, and
it's because he's a
it
bigger
just
guy.
takes
harder to
yeah
take down, you
takes him a little bit to get into the season. I mean, and you have to off a foot injury,
Mhm.
a pretty long foot injury. I mean, you would expect him to take a little bit to get back on the reins.
All right, Jane, let's finish your list up here.
They did
What-
Oh, you did. You finished. Oh, yeah, that's right.
1 receivers.
All right, now let's move on to our top 5 wide receivers. Jaden, you go first this time.
Okay. I don't know.
All right,
And I don't want to go off ESPN because that's weird. That's goofy. All right, top 5. I would say 5. I don't know. I don't,
easy.
this isn't because there's too many.
There's a lot of good receivers.
Give me a
So-
second. Let me look at
So
this.
we're going based off of this season, not skill wise, because skill wise
Just this season.
This season, look at statistics, how they played, stuff like that. Because I mean, Devontae Allen probably number 1 if you go skill wise.
Yeah,
But this season,
but
he
I don't
hasn't.
think he hasn't. He hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, eight in receiving on 660 yards, 7 touchdowns
On 85 receptions.
behind.
Okay.
48
Okay.
receptions.
48, yeah, 85 targets.
If he had 85 receptions, only 658 yards.
That
No
would be
problem.
bad.
He
No,
was
yeah,
averaging
look
like
at
3
targets.
yards a
But I mean,
catch.
Even looking at targets, that's not necessarily
Yeah.
good either. So,
Well, I mean, Derek Carr.
but Derek Carr's your quarterback. So,
All right. Go ahead, Jimmy.
All right. Number 5, I have Jay Jettis. At number 4, I would have to go with Jalen Waddle. Number 3, Cooper Kupp. Number 2, Tyreek, and then I think Stephon. What?
Tyreek at 2?
Yeah.
Okay, at that
What?
point, put Justin Jefferson,
Yeah,
Cooper Kupp, Jalen Waddle, and AJ Brown above him.
All right. Mike Evans, number 1. Chris Olave, number 2. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Dude,
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill has more receiving yards than like 5 teams in NFL's
made
receiving
history.
rooms.
He's made history this year. He's the fastest player in NFL history to hit 1,000
With
yards.
with dark horse MVP candidate, I'm not bashing on Tua, but it's not Patrick
But-
Mahomes.
and he's had Teddy Bridgewater for 2-3 games.
And he's getting like 20 more receptions than anybody in the league. What are you talking about? Of course he's going to have this many yards.
He's also caught 76 of his 100 targets.
That says 76%.
76%.
That's 76%. You should be
That's
perfect
basically
on
Geno
all
Smith
cylinders.
throwing the football.
You should
That's
be executing
insane.
that. 97%, 76% is not good enough.
That is perfect enough.
It's not perfect enough.
Getting 100 targets, catching 76 of them?
Stephon at 1.
Well, it depends. He's probably running. I don't even know. Everything I've seen about Tyreek Hill, he's running it.
Stephon at 1 with less receiving yards and a better quarterback.
Exactly.
And you have Tyreek
Justin
Hill,
Jefferson.
Jalen Waddle.
Justin Jefferson has Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins does not throw the ball to Justin Jefferson ever. Not ever. He finally got a
Cousins is
touchdown.
playing
This
like
was
a
the
top
first
10
time Justin
quarterback.
Jefferson got a touchdown in like 7 weeks. Are you kidding me? Are you
Him
kidding
and
me?
him and
He is
him
the
and Tyreek
best
Hill have the
man
same amount
on
of
that team
touchdowns.
Yeah,
besides
have the
Dalvin
best
Cook.
amount of
Him and Dalvin Cook are the best players.
better than Dalvin
And how
Cook. He's better.
they play different positions, there's no way of telling.
Kirk, all the guys in
Cousins
the
is
top
not
five
good. He
that
is
you
not
named
good.
have a better quarterback than Tyreek Hill, statistically. And Tyreek Hill is also sharing another top 5 position when Jalen Waddle has 812 yards and he still has 1,100. That's 2,000 receiving yards by 2 people. 1,100.
They
coming
don't
from
run the
one
ball.
person.
They don't have a run game. They have a
It's
pass
on
game.
pace for 2,000 yards. So do
I
the,
would be
so
too
do
if
the Bills.
I would be too
The
if I
Bills
ran a
have a pass game. Bills
4.15
have a
and
pass
just
game
kept
too.
going on a streak route. And
The Bill-
of course I would
Okay,
get
hold on. You were
2,000
interested in
yards.
Justin Jefferson, but you put Jefferson at 5.
Jefferson at 5 because of Kirk Cousins. It's his fault.
And
It's Kirk Cousins'
He's
fault.
still- he's still
But the
second
Bills,
receiving.
the Bills are the biggest pass first team in the NFL.
They don't run the ball. Josh Allen runs the ball, not Singletary.
They don't have a running
not
back.
Cook, not Moss. Hines.
I'm
hasn't
talking
been
about the
there long enough.
Dolphins. What are we talking about?
You put
I'm saying-
Diggs above.
You said they have a pass
Bill.
first offense, but the Bills
Yes,
have the biggest
I put
pass first
Diggs
offense in the
above him.
league, and they still
I
have
put Diggs.
less
I
yards.
put Diggs above Tyree because of his athleticism and skill, and plus he has a better quarterback, and plus he's sharing. He's sharing more. Josh
Okay,
Allen.
I will
Josh
give
Allen
him-
runs for almost like 30 attempts a game. Are you kidding me?
Diggs is more. I will say Diggs is more talented than Tyreek Hill.
And I don't agree with that at all
You
either.
don't have to agree. Diggs is
Tyreek Hill jumped over 3 people 2 years ago, cleared him at 5'8". You're calling Stephon Diggs more athletic than Tyreek Hill?
not athletic. I said talented. There's a complete difference. Like I said with Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb, there's a difference between athleticism and talent. There's a complete.
Tell me the difference.
Talent is a complete football. Athleticism, you could jump high, you can run fast. That's athleticism.
And that doesn't count towards
Athleticism
your
is like
talent
your
at playing
speed,
football?
and not really.
I'm not going to say
Yeah,
if you're
tell
fast,
me
you're
this.
talented. If you're fast, you're not talented. But Tyreek Hill is very talented.
But all of
I'm not
his
gonna say-
all of his
but I
skills
believe-
combined don't make him talented.
No, he's a talented guy. I believe that Stephon Diggs has a better release. I believe that he's a better route runner. And the hands is debatable.
After this year, they're close, bro. They're close
They
in
are.
all of those
They
categories.
are, but I mean, Tyreek Hill edges him out in speed, and athleticism in general.
Oh, I thought. Okay, never mind. I thought you said Stephon Diggs.
Tyreek Hill edges him out in athleticism. I will give it to Tyreek Hill. He's more athletic. But I'm not defending Jaden's pick here at all. I believe Tyreek Hill is the best receiver in the league because he is. It's just
No,
it's
I'm
facts.
right there with you.
Now, to be fair, Tyreek Hill has played one more game. He still has over 300 more.
Yeah, I was about to say, is he gonna get that 300 yards?
And even if Diggs had the same receptions as him, he still wouldn't get over there. Tyreek Hill averages more. Jefferson would be the only person, but Jefferson's caught 59 of 84 targets, which is pretty good. Tyreek Hill has 1,000 yards with Jalen Waddle still getting 70 targets.
And 2 different quarterbacks. I mean,
Two different quarterbacks.
They throw for like 40 attempts a game.
and Josh Allen throws for 60.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know. I mean, I guess I can not at all see where you're coming from, but I can respect your opinion. I mean, I just that blows my mind. Tyreek at 2.
Tyreek at 2. Y'all acting like Tua and Teddy Bridgewater aren't good quarterbacks.
No, I've called Tua a dark horse for MVP, and I think he would still be on MVP candidate if he didn't get hurt. But I'm saying when you're playing with 2 different quarterbacks, that's mixing with your chemistry, and you have another guy that has 812 receiving yards, which means you shouldn't be able to have 300 more yards than the next best guy.
Stephon, what are you talking about? Stephon did what?
He has 300 more yards than the next closest guy. Just about, like 269.
Okay, if you add Teddy Bridgewater and Tua's attempts to Josh Allen's, they are still down by 20.
Who is?
The Dolphins compared to Josh Allen.
We're big math guys this
They
episode.
only have two people to throw to. That's the only people they threw to. They might throw to Mike Gesicki like here and there.
Running back screens. I saw that a lot
They-
versus the. Oh gosh, who was it against? I don't know. It was a primetime game.
They still throw it to
Bengals.
Bengals. Maybe. I don't know. I just think Stephon Diggs.
Let's hear yours. Let's hear yours, and then once we get through, we'll reevaluate.
Well, I'll start at 5 with A.J. Brown.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was a thing.
It happens. I forgot Patrick Mahomes was a thing. So.
Oh, wait. That means
And
I
then-
would have to rechange mine. Oh, God.
It's okay. We're gonna reevaluate.
And then
Okay.
at 4, I'm going to go Jay Jettis. 3, Cooper Kupp. I agree. I'm agreeing with your bottom 3. Like they're all to me, they're all interchangeable. At 2, Stephon, and then at 1, Tyreek.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
And I think we've
Yeah.
already explained ourselves. So
Yeah, I disagree with you at one part. I like Brown. He's been good. I'm putting him over Waddle. Just because he's really starting
and
to rhythm
it's
with it.
definitely
And-
close. Like Waddle's right there with honorable mention.
Yeah, he definitely is. It's AJ. The only thing is for this one, the Dolphins are a bigger pass first compared to the Eagles, and I would say that Tua's also a more talented quarterback throwing the ball
Mm-hmm.
than Jalen Hurts. They've run it a lot. I think if AJ Brown is in that offense, then he definitely puts up better stats than Jalen Waddle. I'm putting Cooper Kupp at 4. I'm going to go with Jefferson at 3, Diggs at 2, Hill at 1.
That's
Yeah, the only reason I put Kupp is it's not necessarily him. It's mainly the team. You do kind of have to
playing
look at
bad.
it. You kind of got to look at it from a team. I mean, Cooper Kupp's Cooper Kupp. He's going to do Cooper Kupp things.
Yeah,
but
unless he's guarded by Tariq Woolen. But I mean,
yeah, but so I mean, but those guys are all kind of interchangeable. Besides, you have your top 2.
you have your 1.
But okay, well,
Tight ends.
yep, tight ends it is. I'm gonna go the first this time. I'll let y'all go first. God, where am I going first?
Main host guy getting all power hungry and stuff.
Oh God! All right.
Dictator.
All right, yeah, tight ends. Okay, I'm gonna go 5's gonna be Pat Freiermuth. How would you say his name? I like the guy. He's got a terrible quarterback situation and is still making the most out of it. 367 yards, 1 touchdown, 7 plus 20 gains. Guy's been a beast. He's gonna be a beast in the league. He's gonna end up probably being one of the best tight ends in Steelers history. My number 4 is gonna be David Njoku from the Browns. A little biased here, but
Little.
this guy is a crazy good athlete. And you get Deshaun in there, he's going to ball out. He's one of the most underrated tight ends in the league. He's 5th in yards, 34 receptions on 42 targets. He only has 1 touchdown, but he has 8 catches for over 20 yards, averaging 12.3 yards per catch, which is more than Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce. Over Evan Ingram, Everett, Pat, Zach Ertz. The only people that are above him, up at the top 10 at least, are TJ Hawkinson and Dallas Goedert. Which I don't have Dallas in here. Which he's kind of, you know what? No, he's going to be my 5. I'm going to put him above Freiermuth, or however you say his name.
Tyreek Hill at 2, Dallas Goedert at 5. What's next? What is next? The disrespect to these players is
Patrick Mahomes at
incredible.
4.
What number am I on?
Hopefully not. Hopefully you're done. I'm tired of hearing the disrespect to these top three
Micah
guys.
Parsons at 5.
Basically, let's see. Is Minka Fitzpatrick still playing? He should retire.
Honestly,
Okay.
if TJ Watt
You know what?
was not hurt, I'd still
Actually,
put him
no, I
at
got
1.
first.
But
I'm
let's
going
just
to
keep him at
reevaluate my
1.
list, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Someone else go ahead.
I'll go next. Number 5. I'm gonna give some respect to my old heads here. I'm gonna give some respect to my old heads. Give me Zach Ertz at 5.
Yeah.
The dude's been playing solid enough to
Yep.
keep his offense going without D Hop, and even when D Hop's there, he's still playing solid. Respect to the man.
I give props.
So, and then at number 4, give me Hawk. Hawk's been playing phenomenal. Not phenomenal. He's been playing good.
Hold on. You're going to put Zach Ertz above David Njoku?
Yes.
Whenever the guy has 68 targets for 46 receptions, and on those 46 receptions, he only has 394 yards, whenever David Njoku has 34 receptions for 418 yards. Yeah, he might have more touchdowns. He doesn't make the big plays.
I didn't say he made the big plays. I said he was there when his team needed him to be.
I mean, that's true. But
And like I said, I go with stats and how you play, and when you're playing good as a 34-year-old tight end,
that's true.
you're playing good enough to be in my top 5.
Still putting
Okay,
Njoku
all
over
right,
him.
go ahead.
And then 4 at Hawk. I'm not saying Njoku couldn't be top 5. I just think Zach Ertz deserves that spot over him.
I see it.
Hawk at 4, Dallas Goedert at 3. Enough with the disrespect. I respect you, Dallas. I respect you as a top 3 person in your position. Number 2, Mark Andrews. Number 1, Travis Kelce. No surprise there.
All right, now I'm going to go. Sorry, Jaden. After actually,
Dictator.
looking at the stats and not just looking at the names like I did, my top 5, David Njoku 5. I'm gonna push him down to 5. He's been great. Hawkinson has been better. No, he hasn't. I lied. Hawk, Njoku, Goddard, Andrews, Kelce.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I decided not to look at the stats. That's my fault.
This guy's a big Browns fan. Doesn't like to look at the stats.
Yeah,
Just the court cases.
God.
Okay, Jade, now you can go.
When's our starters going to get back? Who knows?
Will Disley.
I'm not disrespecting Hawkinson at all. He's been a
Who?
phenomenal player.
Will Disley. I don't know. Whatever.
Will Disley. I thought you said Will Beasley.
I know.
Will Disley? Put him in the top 5.
Put him. Should I?
Do it.
I just might.
Do it.
Hey,
I'm with
he's
it.
26 for 24.
That's pretty
That's
solid.
pretty solid.
That's pretty good, bro. What are you talking about? You see his block? He has a good.
When you got a
Looking at
guy,
this, he has a blocking score of 80. A blocking score of 80. Y'all don't understand. That is immaculate. What?
blocking score of 80? That's pretty solid.
Blocking
That's why
score-
Ken Walker is the best running back in the NFL. Besides
And he has a
Derrick
receiving score of 80. He's good. That's a top 5. And he's, man, y'all are sleeping. Y'all are sleeping on him.
Henry. No, I am. I love it. I love the pick.
All right. And then number 4, I'm going to go with Dallas. Dallas Goedert. I think he's. I honestly didn't have him in my top 5. So
Hey, I'm gonna say
I'm
one
done.
thing real
I'm
quick.
done. This is my last podcast. It was nice knowing y'all.
you,
This is ridiculous.
you said he was
Okay,
at
I can't
3.
be here.
You're also the one that sat here trying to defend Derrick Henry when we finally got the
I
math down.
will
Nick
defend,
Chubb
and I will
dominated.
defend Derrick Henry until the day I die. But I will also defend Dallas Goedert for the respect
No,
he
the guy-
deserves.
He does. He has been dominant. all
Exactly.
along.
I'm respecting him by putting him at 4. He's in the
Especially
list.
with AJ Brown.
You should be
and
thankful.
Devontae Smith there too.
I'm not thankful. I'm not. No,
Yeah, because you have him
No.
basically at 1.
because I'm not a Cowboys
You
fan. I
right,
don't
bro?
just take what I can get. I
don't have Dalton
give
Schultz
what I
in here.
deserve.
It's not like I'm being biased. I
This
even put the
bias
Seahawks
is-
in here, but what are you talking about?
You are right. You are right. The respect.
I mean, statistically, you're tight end. He's not even like he's top 5 worthy.
statistically, he's the best.
I mean, if you think about it,
Statistically,
What about Noah Fant?
no,
he's
screw
made some
that
pretty
guy.
good plays.
Screw that guy.
I'm not. Well, he made some good
I like-
plays against.
I like whoever Disley guy is more.
Will Disley from Washington State, baby.
Will Disley.
Continue with your list.
Oh, okay. Who did I say? Will Disley at 5. And then Dallas Goedert at 4. And then I don't know. I agree with Riley. I think David Njoku deserves to be in this.
So you're putting him at 3?
No. This is where I think this is where I get
One thing
stumbled.
about Njoku,
I might put
he's
there-
actually
I
played
might-
one less game than everyone else
That's
for the most part.
That's true. So, on that note, I still think honestly, Gage, I like your Zach Ertz take. I like it, but I still think that David Njoku.
And
He's
that's
honorable
fair. Like that's fair. Like I can get that. I just think with what Zach Ertz has done, I think he deserves the top 5.
I can see it. He's definitely.
I think he's like that. He's like your 6th man. If it was,
I mean,
Statistically,
if he continues at this pace, he's on pace for like 800 yards,
Oh,
6
yeah, no.
touchdowns.
For a tight
It's
end,
not
that's-
bad for a
that's-
33-year-old. Yeah.
for a tight end, I don't even really. You get some
And-
that can get 1,000, but like that's
Mm-hmm.
rare to even see
800,
like 800.
Yeah, I mean, 800 is solid.
So I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna put David Njoku at 4, and then Dallas Goedert at 3, and then I'm Mark Andrews 2, and Travis Kelce 1.
Okay, the tight end was definitely the most difficult by far.
Yeah, it was difficult.
It's also hard to find good stats online because
Taysom Hill's at number 2.
yeah, because it's all fantasy stuff. It's kind of hard to really look it out. Because
I mean, if Taysom Hill were to play the way he did that one game, yeah, sure.
you know what? Actually, change your mind. Taysom Hill's number 1.
Yeah,
Taysom
Best
Hill is
in the
number
league.
Did you
can
see that?
Run the ball.
He
throw
played
the ball,
quarterback,
catch the ball.
tight end, wide receiver, running back,
I mean,
punt
if we're
return,
really
kicker.
thinking about it, he really is
punter,
number 1.
kicker.
Man, might as
He was
well.
doing all of
I mean,
it.
Kick returner, punt returner.
Dallas got to retire.
The
There's a new
kicker.
man in town.
All right. Well, after whatever that was, let's move in to some of the very few weekly games that we have time to talk about.
Some
here.
quick game recap.
We're gonna go Dolphins, Bears. Justin Fields record-setting game, 178 yards, the most a quarterback has ever ran in the Super Bowl era. He's been looking pretty damn good recently.
He has been looking pretty good, but here's my thing: the Miami Dolphins defense. Do I?
Oh my God! I
talk
said
to
it.
you?
I said it. TikTok
He
hated
did.
on me for it.
He did.
I
He
said
called it.
man.
He said it
It's
first.
an
He said it
open-
first.
I said, just wait and we'll see. and look at what we're seeing.
You allowed the Bears to score 32 points.
Okay. The Cowboys did too.
I
No,
don't-
they allowed
no,
29.
But here's my
Dominated
thing.
offensively.
Here's my thing. The Cowboys defense played bad that game, yes. But the
That's
rest
true.
of the
It
games,
wasn't even bad
they are the
necessarily,
best
though.
defense in
It
the
really
NFL, and I
wasn't
will
that bad.
give that to the Cowboys. You are the best defense in the NFL. You're allowed to have an off game.
But didn't
That's
the
When you're
Cowboys-
playing mediocre continuously and trying to give your offense not enough to win football games, because you could almost blame every single game that they've lost on their defense. You
Man, two of them
cannot
out.
let the Bears within one possession of your offense, because your
It's
offense
3
is doing
points.
great. You're scoring a lot of points. 35 points in a football game is a lot of points. Your defense cannot be that bad, and it's that simple. And I've done Mike McDaniel. That's not your fault. You just need a better defensive coordinator, and you got to figure it out, because you got your
You
offense.
just have someone
rolling.
like Dan Quinn, my boy.
Yeah, and
I
that's
said-
why you have the best defense in the NFL. You have the best defensive coordinator to ever step foot on earth, the creator of the Legion of Boom.
Yeah, I mean, I said a few weeks ago that they weren't. I mean, it was quite a few weeks ago. The Patriots game they only allowed 7. The Ravens they allowed 38. The Bills they allowed 19. Josh Allen also hurt his hand in the 4th. The Bengals they allowed 27. The Jets they allowed 40. They let Zach Wilson put 40 on them. I don't care if your quarterback's hurt. The quarterback doesn't determine how the defense plays.
Exactly.
Then the Vikings, 28 on them. The Vikings were sitting in 120-degree heat while the Dolphins were sitting on their sideline at 80 degrees. And they still put up 24 points on you. It was a one-score game with the Steelers. That was Tua's first game back. It was 10 points. Good job. You stopped.
And that's fair, but then 31-27 Lions, and this is not the best scoring offensive Lions. This is the
No,
worst
this
scoring
is-
offensive
yeah.
Lions. This is first the worst, really quick. What else do you have?
And then you have the Bears.
I just can't. If you fix the defense, you're winning the division. You don't fix the defense, you might not make the playoffs. It's that simple.
You have the Browns.
You're in a division where there's every single team in that division has a winning record. And now the Jets have the same just as good as a record as you. You should be worried.
And the Jets have a very dominant run game.
And they just beat
Justin Fields put up 179.
And they're one game behind the Bills. And they just beat the Bills.
Yep.
I get they have to go to East Rutherford to play them, but beating the Bills once is a good start.
Yep. So you have the Browns next week, and Nick Chubb on the ground, dominant if they decide to throw the ball. You might – that's honestly – the Browns' defense has been playing better.
They've been playing phenomenal.
They have.
Against not the Steelers, the Bengals, the Browns' defense played phenomenal.
Yes. So you have the Browns' defense playing at the highest level they played all year long. You have Nick Chubb offensively. It's about all you got. Brissett, if he wants to play good, depends on the day. Then next week you have Texans. If you let the Texans do what the Bears did to you, oh boy.
No, yeah, that's a problem.
Then the 49ers with Christian McCaffrey. The 49ers are electric. They're very good. It's see,
electric, very good. Then yeah.
With Christian McCaffrey
Yeah,
as the workhorse.
you're playing the beat up Rams, and you haven't played the freaking Seahawks yet.
Okay, I'm not saying they're gonna beat the Seahawks.
No, they aren't.
I'm not because they're not beating
The Seahawks they played in week 2 are very different from the Seahawks they're gonna play in week 15 at home.
And then you got Chargers, Bills. Okay, if the Packers score more than 17 on you, there's something wrong. Then the Patriots, Jets.
You got a decently hard schedule.
That's gonna be a tough stretch.
Defense needs to step up.
Offensively, I think that they can take off most of these teams.
Offensively, they can score 35 points a game, but defensively, you can't let up 42.
So that's what I told you so. All right, now the Bills Jets game. Gage, you pass interference on the last play.
Yeah.
Yes. You think so?
Yes. I get there was a little push off, but I believe that his was more obvious and clear to call a pass interference or at least a holding. Something.
Yeah, so I watched it a couple times, and there was a push-off, but Sauce Gardner had the back of his jersey, like his back plate, was holding that, grabbed his right arm. Right as the ball got there, he kind of gave a little bit of space. But there should have been a holding. There should have been something also to Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Still made a pass throw. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, you get lucky one game, and I get they just beat them. Yeah, that's a good way to start, but you're not beating them in East Rutherford.
Especially Josh.
I don't care if Josh Allen's not healthy.
Yeah.
The rest of that Bills team is still very good. You just can't play that bad against the Jets. I mean, it's not like you act like you played bad. I mean, the first half they played amazing. It was 14-3.
Yeah.
The game won.
It was a second half game, and Josh Allen, he made some bad decisions. He blamed the whole game on himself, which was not completely his fault.
Because I blame it on the refs once again missing another crucial PI call.
Oh, you want to talk about the refs? Well, we have the DJ Moore taking his helmet off. Well, then we have Travis Kelce taking his helmet off, no flag. Jalen Ramsey taking his helmet off, no flag.
Refs.
Oh, and the Rams one was the same crew as the Panthers game. I don't know. Maybe figure out what the call should be and then call the right call. But no, healthy Bills are beating the Jets. They had a bad game. I saw something in last year. The Bills at one point were 7-6 and still made it to the AFC Championship and lost because of a coin. So, Bills fans, hope is not up. Don't be commenting on any post to get rid of Josh Allen. I've seen it. It's crazy.
You can't get rid of who I've called out from the beginning. Get rid of Josh McDaniels right now.
For the Raiders, yes. Oh my
God.
gosh,
Get rid of him right now.
The Raiders need to get rid of him. 17-plus point loans.
You have good coordinators that turn into bad head coaches. Dan Quinn, Josh McDaniels are two very good examples. When they have to worry about just one thing, like the offense or the defense.
Put Todd Bowles up there.
Todd Bowles, too. When they have to worry about just the defense or the offense, they're fine. But then you give them a whole team with a top 5, the best receiver we've seen skillfully than Devontae Adams, and he's top 8 in receiving. Derek Carr played so good last year with Rich Piscata, and you come in as your offensive-minded head coach.
Why did they fire him?
I do not know.
A lot of players are upset with that too. But I've seen a whole conspiracy around the Josh McDaniels thing. He's tanking to get rid of Derek Carr and get either C.J. Stroud or Bryce Hall.
Tank to win 7 games next year. I like it.
Bryce Hall. Bryce Young, my bad. And then he's going to. No. It wasn't that. Well, that was one of them. But the other one was get rid of Derek Carr, sign Tom Brady, win a Super Bowl with Brady. Brady retires.
No, whatever.
Neither of those are happening.
No,
he's getting fired.
he's gonna. Yeah, that'll be gone, and then.
And the Jaguars look good in the second half. But the Jaguars,
Hey, Dougie P knows how to win games, baby.
he is a phenomenal head coach. He just doesn't have the talent around him yet.
I mean, and they still have 4 wins. The Jags do, right?
3-6. I said that they're.
I think you should just lose out and get yourself
Yeah.
a good draft pick.
I think so
That's a
too.
good
Work on the
talent.
defense. That's what we need to do.
You got some good talent in this draft.
There is, yeah. Completely agree. And then, yeah, any other? The Tom Brady is undefeated after his divorce. In case anyone was wondering. Want to know?
It's awesome.
And
To
then,
quote Tom Brady, it's awesome.
Yep. It very much is. And going into the weekly news now, really the only big stories are Josh Allen, possible UCL, is that correct?
Yeah.
Tear, hopefully it is not. It's just a
I hope
strain.
not either, because Derek Carr is my backup quarterback on fantasy, and I will end it.
And then Jared Jones was talking about Odell. Odell will be fully cleared by the end of this week.
Jerry Jones doesn't want to go to a poverty offense like the Dallas Cowboys offense.
Is expecting to sign with a team very shortly within the coming weeks. For Odell, I'm going to say he's definitely going to a contender.
Like the Seahawks. I'm just kidding. No, but
I think he wants to be a quarterback.
I think Odell is going to go to the Bills. I mean, Von Miller, every time he teases something, usually it comes true.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
he's been recruiting him since he's signed with the Bills.
Speaking of future free agents, when Lamar Jackson is the next quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, you remember I said this on this podcast. Just remember that.
What about Geno? What happens to Geno?
No, Geno's good. He's 31 though, and yeah, I love you, Geno, but you will get rid off. You're not getting rid off yet. You're playing phenomenal, but eventually you will. And Josh Allen will be the next quarterback, or Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I know Josh Allen ain't moving away from Buffalo
I
anytime
mean, if
soon.
he wants to come put on a lime green and blue jersey, I mean, I'd be fine with that.
That would just not look good, man.
Yeah,
That wouldn't. No.
everyone
No.
looks good in the lime green and
Oh,
blue.
no, not Josh. Josh Allen that's just his.
Lamar Jackson
that
looked good.
Red, white, and blue is his signature right there. Now Lamar, he might
He
look
would
pretty
look
good.
good.
He might
He
look
would
pretty
look
good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in this week. We will see y'all next time. Make sure to follow the Instagram. Yeah, that's it.